Do I have medical insurance? No. So what do I do in case of an emergency or any kind of incident? Like getting a pretty bad skin infection which needs treatment. This is what happened. 2 weeks ago I rode on a chuk-chuk. That's a motorcycle taxi. And when I got off, I touched the exhaust and it burnt me. It didn't seem too bad, it just was a quick burn and it was no big deal. Then I went off to the Gambia, we got stuck on a bus, had a little bit of a blister, came back, never took care of it, never treated it. When I got back here, it was really hot, humid, and guess what? A skin infection festered in there. It was really nasty. I had some antibiotics on board, which my cousin prescribed to me before I left Switzerland. Bactrim. Well, it worked, but not enough. The infection was really bad. At the council of my local friends here, I went to see a doctor who's just down the street. And I went in there, and the consultation is only $10. He checked my infection. He said, oh, yeah, you're right. Bactrim is good for general infection, but it's a bit weak. Prescribed this to me, which is really strong. And it gets me like kind of high, man. I can't, function quite right with it. It feels like I'm drunk or I've taken a Valium or diazepam. Then he also said, you got some varicose veins. You got some trouble in the circulation down there. And I said, yes, I do. Then he suggested I go see a doctor who performs an ultrascan. And I did. I do have some vein problems and it can be treated. Then he tested me to see if I was diabetic. He said, are you a diabetic? I'm like, no, I don't think so. And I'm not a diabetic. I said I had good blood pressure. So I got all this medical attention without insurance. The consultation with the doctor cost 10,000 CFA, which is about $15. And the ultrasound cost about $60. So now I'm gonna see what kind of treatment they propose for my varicose veins. And if I can treat them, why not? Here. So this is what you do. When you're a traveler and you have no insurance, you go directly to the doctors, to the hospitals, and you pay cash. And it's affordable in most countries, and they're pretty darn good. Now I'm going to take one of these. Enjoy my antibiotic high.
This was not the first time I've had one of these infections. There's no other solution than antibiotics and rest. So I stayed on my boat away from the flies and land germs for a few days until the wound started healing and scabbed up nice and dry. And once off the meds, it was back to business. I swore not to ride on a motorbike again, and I did for a while. But then necessity said otherwise. It's all about getting back in the saddle, baby. I needed cash and a few things from this place. Chinese soft colonialism is working. So what did I end up getting over at the China Mall? Well, check this out. Sandals, rope, flypaper, baseball hat, a little round clock to put over there, paint rollers, Tupperware, lighter, a motion sensor lamp for outside, a beater so I can make soup, temperature dude, hot glue gun, different sizes of zip ties, always need these, a new solder iron, never know, some spray paint, and a variety of junk. That's it. That's my bounty from the China Mall. Rope, if you can believe it, is really difficult to find here. This stuff will do the trick. There's 100 meters worth, so if it breaks, I got plenty to replace it with. We'll see if it works for the furler, because the other one just did not work. It broke. Oh, and one more interesting item. Look at this black toothbrush. Hey, when in Africa, do as the Africans do. Gone black, never going back. Now, this is some toothbrush with charcoal on it or something. Thought I'd try it. Why not? I can cross out most of the things on the list. Just need this fixed and these cabinet doors. The ones here look so nice. And just like that, boom, done. Nice, right? And of course, my mainsails. Diego's fixing my sail. Should be ready soon, inshallah. Here, Diego is measuring where to put the battens based on my original sail, which is pretty beat up. He'll still patch it up so I can keep it as a spare. But from now on, I'll be using the new used one. Pas vrai, Edie? Here comes Pape with my sail. Put it up, man. Pape has been helping a lot. He's a really good rigger and more. He's fixed up a lot of boats in the many years he's been here. Going up, looking really nice. Looking really good, man. Those new battens are gonna just do it great. Not always easy with the reefs and figuring out how to do it again, and it's a little bit of a breeze, but it's okay. Plus, he had just gotten back from delivering the little sailboat to the Gambia. Pape and I got it together. You know, he's a proper sailor too. Then I needed to feed Simone. I just got some diesel delivered. About 80 liters here. That's about half of my tank. I've got a half a tank right now. So I'll fill this up. Getting ready to go. Whenever I get diesel, I make sure to put some of this stuff in there. Let me tell you, wherever you are, this stuff will save your engine and save some stalling. It's happened to me. So this is antibacterial, so there's no growth in your diesel. Because I've had that happen to me and it sucks. Clogs up your fuel system, and then you have to, well, anyways, ever since I've been using this product, never had any more problems. Put a little piece of fabric on here to filter out any crap. And this is my siphoner. Going in there, can you hear it? And now that I have a working fuel gauge, no more running out of fuel mid-ocean. This thing is great. I filled up fuel in the middle of the ocean in the huge waves, and this thing never failed me, man. Last thing on the list, the wind transducer. So we've got Pape here getting ready to go up on the mast. Put in my wind vane, hopefully it won't be any problems. Okay, he's ready to go. Okay, I gotta winch him up there, okay? See you guys. I got a new one shipped, and Pape's will go up on the mast to install it. It's not going well. It's still not working. So he put in my wind meter, but it doesn't seem to be working. Well, we'll try to fix it nonetheless. I was just putting in my little courtesy flag pulley thing. It had broken off again, but now it's all good. Being here during rain season is not ideal. Vicious storms come from the east, and within minutes they barrel across the bay and stir up quite the commotion. Pretty crazy, insane weather at the moment here. Holy cow. Look at these waves, man. Feels like we're out at sea sailing, but we're just like, whoa. And at night, you don't see them coming. But in the morning, you can see the results. This ain't the first boat I've seen beached here. Now it's time to take Galopin for a little family outing. Hello, welcome to Galopin. These are our studios, man. This is where the magic happens. It's humble, but it gets the job done. It's because of the great people like you on Patreon who make this happen. This Living Adventure series. I hope you'll join our community. We've got some extra perks like live updates, news, photos, videos, and I've even taken a stab at writing some short stories which are not for general audiences on YouTube. And our friend Graham from Australia set up a WhatsApp chat to aptly called Galopin's Cockpit. Guys from all over have joined, and it's this community that's contributing to the continuation of this Living Adventure series. If not, you can always watch us for free on YouTube. Make sure to give us a like or a dislike, make a comment, make your opinion heard. I'll try to get back to you. Thanks for watching this episode of Winded Voyage, a real Living Adventure series. It's not fake, baby.